Good morning. In this semester, you have mulberry culture as well as silkworm culture. Of course, two units for part A and 2 units for part B. Of the 2 units of silkworm biology, silkworm rearing technology, I wish to engage the rearing technology part, specifically from rearing of engaged silkworms. Okay, first of all, engage silkworm rearing. See, this is the generalized life cycle of silkworm Bombyx mori. As in case of other any lepidopteran insects, it has 4 distinct stages. That is egg stage, embryonic stage, larval stage that shows vegetative growth, then pupal stage, that is transformatory state, and moth stage, that is nothing but the reproductive stage. See, this is the duration of different stages in case of both multivoltine and bivoltine. In case of multivoltine, the embryonic stage ranges from 9 to 12 days. In case of bivoltine, it takes about 11 to 14 days. The larval stage of multivoltine takes about 20-24 days. In case of bivoltine, it is 24 to 28 days. The pupal stage is 10 to 12 days, and in case of bivoltine, 12 to 15 days. The moth stage, in case of multivoltine, breeds 3 to 6 days, and in case of bivoltine, it is 6 to 10 days. See, the rearing means from the hatching. See here, this is the ant, newly hatched silkworm is also called as ant because it is black in color and the whole body is covered with fine hairs. It looks like black ants, hence it is called as ant. See, from here, this stage to this stage, that is nothing but the spinning stage, rearers has to take care of the silkworms. Let us discuss the selection of silkworm races or breeds for rearing. The silkworm rearing program in any farm, the silkworm rearing program in any farm, it may be private farm or silkworm government farms or any farm, is determined by the following 3 important considerations. Number 1, conditions of mulberry growth, status of mulberry plant, yield of mulberry leaves, quantity of mulberry leaves, and time of availability of mulberry leaves. See here, the condition, health condition or status of mulberry growth, yield, what is the actual amount is available, that is the quantity, and time when it is available. See, this is the important point of mulberry garden to be considered before initiation of silkworm rearing. The second important thing is availability of labor for maintenance of mulberry garden, specifically leaf harvesting, and silkworm rearing, specifically at the end of 5th instar. Number 3 is facilities for silkworm rearing, that is type and size of silkworm rearing house, rearing equipments, disinfection facility, and hygiene. In addition to that, the knowledge of the silkworm rearer. See, these are the important points to be considered before initiation of any silkworm rearing. After considering the above 3 points, we have to select the silkworm breed for rearing. As you all know, the pure races, pure varieties, strains or breeds are susceptible, either susceptible or poor yielders. So we can go for hybrid variety because these hybrid varieties have both normal range of resistance as well as the yield. So silkworm hybrid varieties are preferred for commercial rearing to pure breeds. When compared to pure breeds, hybrids are ideal for silkworm rearing at farmers level. Okay, now we have selected a hybrid. Now, of the selected one, we have to procure the egg. The quality of eggs to be used in rearing is very important factor determining the success of rearing. See, this is the most important one. The quality of the silkworm egg is most important in case or to get a successful cocoon crop. The quality is very important. The quality silkworm seed. Here, silkworm seed is nothing but the silkworm egg. Okay. Quality silkworm seed may be defined as one which is entirely free from diseases ದಿ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಎಗ್ ಅಂತ ಅಂದರೆ ಮೊದಲನೇ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್, ಇಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಫ್ರೀ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಡಿಸೀಸಸ್, ಆಲ್ ಡಿಸೀಸಸ್. ಸಿ ದೆರ್ ಆರ್ 4 ಡಿಸೀಸಸ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ protozoan disease, bacterial disease, viral disease and fungal diseases. Of these, of course, it should be free from diseases, I agree, but it should be free from protozoan disease, that is pebrine disease, because it transmits from mother to progeny. Mother ಮಾತೇನಾದರೂ ಇನ್ಫೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಮಿಟ್ಸ್ ದಿ ಪ್ರೋಟೋಸೋವನ್ ಸ್ಪೋರ್ ಟು ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಜನಿ ಆರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಡಿಸೀಸ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಅಂತಿದ್ದಾಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ತಲೆನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಬರಬೇಕು? ಇಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಫ್ರೀ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಪೆಬ್ರಿನ್ ಡಿಸೀಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಅಫ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎ ಜನರಲೈಸ್ಡ್ ಟರ್ಮ್, ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಫ್ರೀ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಡಿಸೀಸಸ್. ದೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ವಯಬಲ್ ಎಗ್ಸ್. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಬ್ರೀಡ್ ಹೇಳಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಈಸ್ 500, 460, 440 and so on. So depending upon the breed, the laying should has maximum number of viable eggs. Then these selected eggs should give good and uniform hatching. See, good means all should be in a good condition, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಬೇಕು. Good means more percent of hatching, uniform at a specific time of 1 or 2 hours. So good uniform hatching, maximum number of hatching within a specified time. Next, you should be prepared from healthy and robust parents. Healthy parents means parents should be free from all sorts of diseases. Robust means strong. They should be reared under hygienic conditions with good quality mulberry leaf anta artha. Okay, it should be free from healthy and robust parents. And the most important, final one, ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಇದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಅಶ್ಯೂರ್ಸ್ ಎ ಸ್ಟೇಬಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ಫುಲ್ ಕಕೂನ್ ಕ್ರಾಪ್ ಹಾರ್ವೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಫೋರ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಕ್ರಾಪನ್ನು, ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ಫುಲ್ ಕಕೂನ್ ಕ್ರಾಪನ್ನು ಹಾರ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಇರಲೇಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಅಶ್ಯೂರ್ಸ್ ಎ ಸ್ಟೇಬಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ಫುಲ್ ಕಕೂನ್ ಕ್ರಾಪ್ ಹಾರ್ವೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್. ಫಾರ್ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ incubation, you please refer the earlier topic, incubation. Of course, we will discuss it in a very brief. Okay, next is incubation. What is incubation? One more question. See, incubation, of course, it is an important process by which the activated silkworm eggs are maintained under proper environmental conditions to get hatching, or very simply preparation of eggs for hatching. So there are 2 definitions. One is the important process by which activated silkworm eggs. See, activated silkworm eggs means in case of multivoltines, the eggs, the silkworm embryo will not enter into the resting phase of diapause. But in case of univoltine and bivoltine, embryos undergoes embryonic diapause. That should be prevented by treating in hydrochloric acid with a specific gravity of 1.075 at 46.1 degrees centigrade for about 5 to 6 minutes. ಸೊ ಅಂಥ ಎಗ್ಸನ್ನು ಆಕ್ಟಿವೇಟೆಡ್ ಸಿಲ್ಕ್ವರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಎಗ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಮಲ್ಟಿವೋಲ್ಟೈನ್ ಎಗ್ಸ್. ಇದನ್ನು, ಈ ಆಕ್ಟಿವೇಟೆಡ್ ಸಿಲ್ಕ್ವರ್ಮ್ ಎಗ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ಡ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಎನ್ವಿರಾನ್ಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ಸ್ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಚಿಂಗ್, ಆರ್ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಪ್ರಿಪರೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಗ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಹ್ಯಾಚಿಂಗ್. ಸಿ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್. For univoltine, it is about 24 to 25 degrees centigrade. Bivoltine 24 to 26 degrees centigrade. Multivoltine 21 to 24 degrees centigrade plus or minus 2 degree centigrade with relative humidity of 75 to 85%. Of course, this is also plus or minus 5%. Light intensity should be 16 hours per natural daylight. Airflow 0.3 meters per second. What is the purpose of incubation? The number 1, to get uniform hatching with high percentage. Incubation ಮಾಡೋದು ಯಾತಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂದರೆ to get high percentage of hatching, to ensure hatching on the required day. ನಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾವತ್ತು ಹ್ಯಾಚಿಂಗ್ ಬೇಕು, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ silkworm rearing is entirely depending upon the mulberry availability. ಸೊ ಯಾವತ್ತು ಬೇಕು ಅವತ್ತೇ ಹ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. That is the second purpose. Third purpose is to ensure healthy and robust silkworms. See, these are the 3 important purposes of silkworm incubation. Next is black boxing. Black boxing is nothing but the providing total darkness for a day or two before egg hatching is called black boxing. What is the purpose? In purpose, this helps in uniform hatching in a single day. This helps in uniform maximum hatching in a single day. During black boxing, those embryos in advanced stage of development, embryos already develop agirtavalla, they will wait for light because they have positive phototropic movement. So positive phototropic movement is a completely developed embryos ke andre, they will wait for light because light is a stimulatory effect. Light has stimulatory effect on completely grown embryos. So hagagi they will wait to hatch, and underdeveloped or developing embryos will continue their development, and when they exposed to bright light, all eggs will hatch uniformly. It helps in synchronized brushing. Simple black sheet of paper or cover which gives total darkness is good enough. Black boxing ಮಾಡೋ purpose ಅಂದ್ರೆ to get a uniform maximum hatching in a specific day. ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಡೇ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದೇ ದಿವಸ ಒಂದೇ ಟೈಮ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಹ್ಯಾಚಿಂಗ್ ಬರೋ ಹಾಗೆ ಮಾಡೋ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಬಾಕ್ಸಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಏನಿದ್ರ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ಹಿಂದೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ಲಿ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಡ್ ಎಂಬ್ರಿಯೋಸ್ ವೇಟ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಫೋಟೋ ಸ್ಟಿಮ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್. ಕಾಯ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ನಾವು ಕತ್ಲನಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರ್ತೀವಿ, ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಆಗಿರೋ ಎಂಬ್ರಿಯೋಸ್ ಲೈಟ್ ಬೀಳಲಿ ಅಂತ ಕಾಯ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಚಿಂಗ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಡೆವಲಪಿಂಗ್ ಎಂಬ್ರಿಯೋಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ. ಅದರ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅವು ಸಹ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ನಿಂತ್ಕೋತವೆ. ಎಲ್ಲಿಗೆ? ಲೈಟ್ ಬೀಳಲಿ ಅನ್ನೋ ಟೈಮ್ಗೆ. ಸೊ ವೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋಸ್ ಟು ಬ್ರೈಟ್ ಲೈಟ್, ಆಲ್ ಎಗ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾಚ್ ಯೂನಿಫಾರ್ಮ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಸಿಂಕ್ರೊನೈಸ್ಡ್ ಬ್ರಷಿಂಗ್ಗೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸಿಂಗ್ಗೆ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ಸ್. What is the procedure? Eggs are at pin head stage. That means on 8th day. On 8th day, egg should be wrapped in a tissue paper about 25 to 50 disease-free lengths, or 1 or 2 loose eggs, boxes of loose eggs, and transferred to a black boxes. Such black boxes are placed under required humidity and temperature as discussed in the previous slide. The eggs are to be exposed to light, bright light, between 7 and 8 a.m. on the expected day, that is 10th or 11th day, to enable maximum uniform hatching. So I will stop here. We'll continue in the next session from brushing onwards. Thank you.